All right, this is video 2 of your cell part notes. Remember to look up answers for this class from your notes or the textbook, because there are differing opinions. Different countries call things different things. So if you put the wrong word down that's not in the notes, I'm going to have to count it wrong. Because I don't know if every website knows what they're talking about, but I know our book does. Okay. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum, you can call it ER on a test. It doesn't matter if you write ER, I'm going to know what you're talking about. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum is in both. It says folds of tissues forming around the nucleus. Smooth ER does not have ribosomes stuck to it. Helps remove harmful substances. Helps in transportation because things can move along its folds. So the endoplasmic reticulum are these folds that are around the nucleus, and they'll make their way from the nucleus to the cell membrane, and items can like move along these folds. The smooth, most of this picture is not the best. But the smooth, this looks like it's all smooth. If you look at the other one, again, folds of tissues that are forming from the nucleus out. You'll see the dots on here. Those are ribosomes, which we'll talk about in a minute. That would be rough. This is smooth. So now let's talk about the rough endoplasmic reticulum. In both. Folds of tissues forming around the nucleus that has black dots or ribosomes stuck to it. Ribosomes always look like black dots. It is the site of protein production in the ribosomes and makes substances such as cholesterol. So again, let's see. Let's move on. This is the general endoplasmic reticulum, and because they have the smooth and the rough, but when you're talking about the whole thing, not just the smooth or the rough, it says folds of, I left a blank out, tissue extending from the nucleus to the cell membrane, helps in transporting things around the cell. Mitochondrion. Now, this gets confusing because you can call it mitochondrion, which is one mitochondrion, or you can call it mitochondria, which is like 3 mitochondria. So it's singular or plural, but they're really the same part, so don't let that confuse you. And they're in both animal and plant. They are usually colored red. They are kidney bean shaped, which means kind of like this. And what looks like a maze inside, and they float around in the cytoplasm. They turn food into energy. They're called the powerhouse of the cell. Here's a mitochondria. See how it looks like there's a maze inside? Here's a mitochondria. Now again, the mitochondria and the chloroplast can be confused. The mitochondria is kidney bean shaped with a maze inside. The chloroplast is oval with coins, looks like coins inside. And when they're not cut open, the chloroplasts look like a watermelon. When these aren't cut open, they're round and kidney shaped. But these two samples are cut open. Here's the mitochondria in this animal cell. There are no chloroplasts in the plants or in the animal cell. Another way you could tell them apart, hey, is this a mitochondria or a chloroplast? Oh, look, that part's not in the animal cell. And again, because a mitochondria is in both, but a chloroplast is only in the plant cell. Because animals don't turn sunlight into energy. I mean, think about it. If you could, you're an animal. If you could turn sunlight into energy, laying out in the sun would make you fat. Okay, ribosomes, both plant and animal. Black dots either floating in the cytoplasm or attached to the endoplasmic reticulum or ER, and they manufacture proteins. Again, there are black dots floating around in the cytoplasm, like here or here, and they're also stuck to the ER. Cell membrane, both. Membrane around the outside of the cell, under the cell wall in a plant cell, and it decides what can get into and out of the cell, and is the location of endocytosis and exocytosis. So on the plant cell, the membrane is on the inside, kind of like an egg that has the hard outer shell and then a little membrane on the inside. And on the animal cell, it's the outside total. And endocytosis is how something will push against the cell membrane and it will fold in like this, letting it in and pinch off. Or it does the same thing, something wanting to go out, endocytosis and exocytosis. Cytoskeleton, sticks made of protein. They give support and shape to the cell and aid in inflation. So on this one, they are in the plant and the animal cell. There are these things right here. For whatever reason, my animal cell doesn't show them, but they do have them. The flagella, these would be only in an animal cell. Tail-like appendages on the outside of the cell, which we already really learned about, and they do like a swimming-like motion. Cilia is in animals, hair-like projections on the outside of the cell membrane, and they make a walking-like movement. Again, we already covered these in our classification. The last one is a centriole, and centrioles are in both. They look like a piece of celery from the side and look like a sunburst when seen on end, or seen and always seen in pairs. They help in cell division, mitosis. Spindle fibers emerge from here. So let's look at our diagram. Let's see. No. Here's one. Notice they call it a centrosome instead of centriole, which is, our book says centrioles. That's what we're going to call it. See how it kind of looks like a sunburst? And sometimes they look like a piece of celery, like this, and they usually come in pairs, like that. Okay, it's the end of our cell notes.